Some of the scariest commanders in EDH demand an answer, but instead of the big hitters like Toxrill, Gishath and Corvold, today we'll suffer at the hands of these quiet 3-mana killers. You might expect big threats to be bulky, expensive and flashy, but the truth is the real danger lies in efficiency and tilting the battlefield with minimal effort. This is Weirdly Specific, a weekly top 10 series exploring a narrow or niche subject, and there's no Chatterfangs, Yurikos and Blade Blossoms in this list. You already know they need to die ASAP. Instead, the following under-the-radar, wacky little guys need dealing with, or you might not get another turn. Gylwain, casting director. At first glance, Gylwain looks like a flavourful, fun chap, quaint, English village fate vibes, and inclusive dress-up for all. Adorable. However, behind that inviting smile is the support engine from hell. Every non-token member of Gylwain's supporting cast enters with a stats boost and your choice of monstrous trample, sorcery-powered scry-based attack trigger, or the real reason Gylwain needs to be removed from directing duties ASAP, Ward 1, bestowed by the Royal Roll, by taxing all targeted interaction that can be aimed at Selesnya's go-wide horde of mana dorks, counter-carrying cats and hate bears, oh my, trying to establish a board and pay for ward, oh, that rhymes, is increasingly impossible. Of course, you could just board wipe. Good luck with that. Jaheera, Friend of the Forest. Jaheera's power is beautifully conveyed in one line of text. Tokens tap for mana. Sounds simple, innocuous, low-key. Yes, I own a Thesaurus. Surely you must save that one piece of removal you begrudgingly put in your deck for the bigger green meanies coming over the hill, until you remember how easy it is to make tokens. Treasure tokens? Now they're mana rocks. Squirrel tokens? They tap for mana instead of attacking. This means a Jaheera deck is Ramp New Game Plus. Oh, and look, Jaheera brought with her 3-drop friends that also quietly win games all by themselves. Tireless Tracker and Provisioner and Mother-flopping Academy Manufacturer. Tokens beget mana. Mana begets tokens. Thank the Lord that Jaheera doesn't have another line of text that allows it to power out a 2-colour strategy. Oh no, this can be Simic. Leonardo da Vinci. Oh look, silly magic does silly mean things by putting a historical figure on a card. And so silly Leonardo is dismissed, and then silly Leonardo cheats in a silly turn 4 portal to Phyrexia. Dude's not just a painter, he is an engineer of absolute nonsense. 2 and a blue to draw and discard is a sweet draw engine in the zone, and then high cost discarded artifacts can be ushered into the early game in Thopter form. This means early game winning toys, too soon gross control doodads, and premature game ending combo thingamajigs. Enjoy tussling with a turn 4 Mere Battlesphere and his Mere Crack Squad, or vehicles that no longer need to be crewed, like Reaver Titan, as they enter as a creature, and all because you let the funny little Assassin's Creed legend tinker away. Thada Adele, Acquisitor. Thada Adele is a silent saboteur, a library looter piloted by a pizza-fingered pilferer who will manhandle your deck, steal your best cards and use them against you, which is tilting enough, but consider what Thada Adele actually is. It's a mana rock in the command zone. You know, and I know, which artifact Thada is going to yoink from your deck first and cast the same turn. You can kiss our soul rings goodbye, and they do this while seeing your entire deck list, and now they know exactly what your plan is, so they'll be back to take away your key game pieces. And the worst part, the guy playing Thada Adele is mono blue, which means spreading seas, convincing mirage, and mystic sanctuary loops. An excuse to turn your lands into islands so Thada can swing freely, and because they're blue, they've got a handful of counterspells ready to protect Thada from whatever pathetic attempt you make to stop her. And the worst part, the card they just stole, it's got pepperoni stains now. It belongs to them. You will never want it back. 3-Dog, the DJ of Doom, the Boris broadcaster, the Soundwave Slaughterhouse had too much fun with this script. At first glance, people will see a 3-mana Boris Aura commander and think, Auras? That's just card disadvantage waiting to happen, and normally you would be right, but 3-Dog doesn't play by those rules. This game plan isn't about suiting up one creature, it's about spinning a whole playlist of beatdowns before dropping the final track that ends the game. Boris already excels at going wide, playing into the they're just little guys syndrome and exhausting your spot removal until 3-Dog reveals himself to be what he is, the Boris Craterhoof Behemoth. Broadcasting all that glitters or ethereal armour, turning your 5/1/1 groupies into 5/6/6s for just 3 mana. This is the epitome of, we'll deal with it later, to wait, we're already dead. Remove him early or get ready to hear that final "Aroo!" as your life total drops to 0. Anhelo the Painter. It is a known fact where Anhelo the Painter goes, a cut your losses will follow a few turns later to one-shot an opponent's library. Anhelo enables potent spell copying strategies through the casualty mechanic. Pair with permanents and spell-based token generators like Taurand, Poppet Stitcher, and Startle to create and replace 2/2 casualty fodder, and in colours that can dig for extra turn spells or X spells that can fry the entire table in one go. It's execute Anhelo before you become a vibrant splash of colour on some lonely New Capenna alley wall. But it's not just the expensive endgame spells that make Anhelo kill on sight, it's the smaller instant speed card draw and interaction he can copy on every turn. Yes, your turn too, that outdraws, outcontrols, and outreaches the table. Kelsien the Plague. PTSD. There's nothing more disheartening than knowing that when your commander finally makes its triumphant entry, it is already dead. Kelsien the Plague is an experience counter engine that pings creatures for damage and grows stronger each time that pinged creature dies. Alone it's manageable, but the second it is inevitably paired with Death Touch, that's when things go from disheartening to game warping. Kelsien simply taps to delete any creature, grows from it, and keeps the cycle going. Any deck trying to win through creature combat or creature combos is going to have a bad time at a table with Kelsien on board, and no one really gets to keep any creatures in play. Not to mention, with a Phyresis and a bulked up Kelsien, a poison counter is a one-shot inevitability. You either remove Kelsien immediately or accept that your creature-based strategy is going nowhere. Beware the guy in a cloak who never misses his mark. Willowdusk Essence Seer. The pilot of Willowdusk has a preoccupation with two things: keep the Dryad alive with black's back from the grave spells and green's hexproof safety nets, and then to find a free life loss outlet like Blood Celebrant or Wall of Blood to lose a huge chunk of life quickly. Put a metric fun ton of +1/+1 counters onto another creature, and then knock your teeth in. Maybe this doesn't happen to you, but as you chuckle at another opponent's Dryad demise, the Willowdusk player will cast a life swap spell and put you in Druid drubbing range, and with Black's crew of shadow shuffling shades and menace maneuvering menaces, blocking might not be an option. Here comes the dusk, and it's lights out. Braids Arisen Nightmare. This is a public service announcement. Braids Arisen Nightmare must die. Let's get into the Braids players' headspace for a moment. They know you and your "I'm not wasting my removal on the 3-drop" thinking will protect Braids with some sort of theoretical hexproof, and they know that if you aren't willing to commit removal, you are unlikely to sacrifice anything on your evolving board to its end trigger. Such is your tight grip on the resources you should be using to defeat this literal nightmare. Players can sign this slow motion guillotine of card draw to the deal with later tab, while the mono-black player fills their hand. And I get it, the quandary is that Braids is not a game-winning commander, it's not enabling a combo or crashing in for the Voltron win, but it's the heuristic study of mono-black, and someone needs to bite the bullet. Please? Anyone? Pramikon Sky Rampart. Yes, this is my most hipster choice for this list, but players don't randomly add commanders to the zone without a plan, and pay close attention to Pramikon player swapping places in the pod because they just want to play next to you today. They'll be slamming ball lightnings down the bowling alley they've made right into your face. I've been there, man. Remove this if they choose the direction that is you. This is not a 50-50 choice, this is a calculated choice, and the only reason you won't want to remove Pramikon is because it's hilarious when they're doing it to someone else. But I guarantee you they have a full set of pay to attack white effects to protect themselves, and red's forced combats. It's lonely out there. Tear down that wall and make sure that if they try to put their coat and bag next to you, that you sit somewhere else, because who knew the game started when they shuffled up into your personal space and whipped out their wall. If you enjoyed this humble weekly free content today, a like and subscribe would mean the world to me, and I will see you on the next one.